last time your parents got to see you play?
In person.
Yeah.
Um, it's been a while. It was definitely last year. They're older, so they don't want to travel a lot with COVID and everything. So they haven't gotten a chance to see me play this year. But it was definitely last season.
And what is it? Is it like a 3-hour drive or so for them to get to the university?
I think it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think
Okay.
something along that. Yeah.
Is there a big caravan going up together?
Yeah, I'll have a lot of people there for sure.
Are you nervous at all about this, or is this just pure excitement and joy? Finally, your family gets to see you play in Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm not nervous or anything. It's just another game. I'm happy more than anything.
We've seen you grow as a player since you've been here. Especially this year, you've taken some big steps. Are you kind of excited to let people back home see a different Christyn Williams?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that, but my game definitely has changed. But everybody back home has watched me on TV. They're just getting a chance to watch in person. So the people close to me, they know that I've grown a lot, but they finally get to see it in person. So I'm happy about that.
What's the biggest area of growth for you since you came on campus and left home?
I'll say my defense. I'm trying to play with a sense of urgency on defense. And when my shot is off, I've noticed that when I get my defense going, my offense starts to follow. So I've been trying to focus on my defense.
Is that just because you start feeling better about yourself? Like, you know what, I'm doing something, I'm contributing. I just made a good play there defensively, and that just that confidence kind of spills over onto the offensive side?
Yeah, so like coming from high school to college, I was focusing on scoring. So when I didn't see the ball going in, I felt like I wasn't helping my team. So when I get like steals or whatever stops on defense, I know that I'm impacting the game still. So it helps me get going on offense.
Is that the reason you came here? You could have went anywhere and just continued to be that offensive player. Did you come here to expand your game?
Yes, absolutely. And I knew that when I signed my letter of intent that they were going to push me and make me work on stuff that I didn't even know I need to work on. Because if I would have gone to other schools, maybe I would still be the same player that I was coming out of high school and didn't grow at all. So, I didn't want that. I always want to, level my game up. So that's why I came to UConn.
Did you think it was going to be this tough, Christyn? I mean, obviously during the recruiting process, the coaches are, I'm assuming, being really nice to you and, complimenting you all the time. And then you get here and it's tough to please coach at times. Did you think it was going to be this hard?
No, I didn't. I mean, you never know what to expect coming in as a freshman. Like, people tell you stuff, but you never know until you go through it. So, no, I did not think it was gonna be this hard. But whatever, I'm up for the challenge.
What's been the most pleasant surprise for you so far?
Like coming, like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, you can take it any way you want, either the closeness you have with the players or that you're really surprised or pleased that you changed a specific part of your game.
Um, that's a tough question. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything that surprised me, you know? I mean, I people say that coach was hard, but like I said before, like I didn't know how hard. So I guess that's a surprise. But I'm a junior now, so I'm used to it now. But I'm speaking as if I was a freshman, my freshman year.
Christyn, this will be the second straight game with fans on the road, but how nice will it be to actually have more cheering for you and the team tomorrow on Thursday night?
It'll be good. Like I said before, momentum shifts are real. So it'll be really good to have some fans for us. But fans in general is just great considering the year.
Christyn, on that note, how many family members do you plan to have in the building Thursday?
I don't know the exact number, but it'll be a lot. A lot of people I went to high school with, family members, old teammates, close family friends. Yeah.
Have you been getting a lot of requests and just general questions about tickets or stuff of that nature?
Yeah, I have. I've had to turn some people down because I don't have enough tickets to give. So I felt bad about that, but I mean, first come, first serve.
Christyn, can you tell me are there one or two things that in your time there thus far at UConn are memories that stick in your mind and will kind of remain with you feel like? Are there one or two things?
Yeah, I'd say freshman year, it was the Elite Eight against Louisville. I'll never forget that game. The atmosphere was crazy, and Lou had a great game. I think she hit a ton of threes. It was close up until the end, and then we won the game, and then we like celebrated. It was just we had to work hard for that win, and that's a memory I'll never forget. And then the Final Four freshman year too, because the Final Four is just a great experience in itself. There's a lot that goes into it, despite the fact that we lost, but that's definitely two memories that I'll never forget.
Thank you.
Going over the table against UCLA doesn't count in that group.
Yeah, that was the game before, right? Yeah, I'll never forget that too. Yeah, and then the Sprite spilled in my face. Yeah, yeah, that's a good
one. To just get back to this team, the freshmen, I remember your freshman year, you kind of struggled once it got to January, and you said you expected to kind of hit a wall at some point in your freshman year. So where do you think this year's freshmen are now, just because it's been such a weird year with not playing a ton of games for stretches and the season starting? Like, do you feel like would it be too early for them to be hitting a wall, or would it be like right around the same time? Just where do you feel like they are physically more than anything?
Well, physically, everybody is good. But like mentally, like they haven't even gotten a chance to like hit the wall, if that makes sense, because we've only played 10 games. Like usually by now we've played double that. So like we haven't even gotten a chance to like get in the groove of things really. So I know they haven't hit it yet. But everybody's different. They might not even hit it. I mean, you never know. But I think it's too early to tell. They haven't experienced enough yet.
Did you have any moments while you were here that you kind of felt homesick or wondered why you went so far from home, or have you always had enough peace of mind with that and just needed to push through things?
Yeah, I've never gotten homesick the time I've been here, because I've always been with my teammates. I've had our coaching staff, like I've had a great support system. So I've never even, thought about it. And then in high school, I would travel a lot with AAU or USA basketball. So I was kind of used to like being away from home. But I mean, obviously I was looking forward to like going home for Christmas and stuff, but I haven't really gotten like homesick or questioned why I went so far from home.
Christyn, you spent a lot of time in Arkansas this summer, right? This past year with the pandemic. What was that like? What did you do to keep yourself busy and to keep yourself in shape? Like what did you do last year when you were at home?
Yeah, I was home from March to July. So that's the most I've been home since high school. So I took 2, 3 weeks off when I first got home because it was a long season, and then I gradually got back into it. We took summer classes, so I was in class. Our strength and conditioning coach sent us at home workouts because at some point in the beginning we couldn't go anywhere. Like all the gyms were closed, all the weight rooms were closed. So I just had to, work out at home, and I have a hoop outside in the driveway. So I literally went back to square one where it all started. So that was kind of refreshing. And then, things started to open up, and I got a hold of a gym and, weights and stuff. So I stayed in shape that way.
What was it you had to do to change that mindset you had last year, Christyn, where you admitted to us lots and lots of times your confidence was gone, you were in this funk? Was there something in particular that kind of flipped that switch for you?
Really, I did a lot of self-reflecting while I was at home during the pandemic. I just had to tell myself, like, I'm going to be a junior. Like, I'm running out of time I have to grow up, So, and that kind of scared me a little bit. Like, dang, I only have 2 years left. Like, I need to get myself together. And so I put in tons of work when I was at home and fell in love with the game again and just gradually got in better shape. Started eating healthier, taking it like more serious than I ever had before. And yeah, here we are.
What were you most scared about? Was it just not showing everybody the player that you could be? Was it not winning a national championship if you didn't do your part? What were you most scared about?
I just felt like I wasn't. So freshman year, I had a great freshman year, and then I put a lot of pressure on myself sophomore year to be better than I was freshman year. But little did I know I was gonna have more responsibility than I did freshman year and sophomore year. So it was just like everything. It was a lot of things coming my way that I wasn't ready for. And it just hit me all at once, and I just had a tough year. And I prepared myself for junior year, and I said that wasn't going to happen again. So I worked my butt off, and here we are in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of a season, 10 games in.
Hey, Christyn, this is Charlotte Carroll from The Athletic. You had mentioned, I caught the tail end of it, so sorry if I kind of misinterpreted it, but you had talked about when you came to UConn, they made you work on things you never thought you'd really work on. I was just wondering what those were, or what you feel you've taken away that you, so far, that you wouldn't have expected.
Well, I wouldn't say stuff that I didn't think they would make us work on. But they take things that
tail end.
Oh no, it's okay. They take things more serious, like little things more serious than I thought they were going to. Just like little stuff, like different spots on the floor you have to be in, you have to stand in, or stuff that I never even thought about. Like, why do I have to stand on that line right there at that moment? But UConn is a stickler of the little things. That's what make UConn UConn. We pay attention to the small, like, detailed stuff, and that what separate us from other teams. And I didn't think, I didn't know that coming in as a freshman. So that's just, something specifically that I had to learn. Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm just going to close the rooms because Christyn's the only one left. So we can continue with Christyn in the main room until Coach Oriema is ready, which will be in about 5 minutes. So just give me a second before you ask her a question. You can ask her when we're all back in the other room.
Christyn, you did have a very good freshman year, very solid. And Nika said she's struggling a little bit right now, that the consistency thing is tough. She isn't used to being consistently good all the time. Have you talked to her at all, and do you see her making strides?
Yeah, I thought she had a great practice today, and it was a step in the right direction. Yeah, as a freshman, it is hard to keep this pace for a very long time. I still struggle as a junior with consistency. So like I completely understand, everything's new. So yes, I have talked to her and I just told her, keep pushing, just keep giving 100% effort. And if you do that, he's not gonna say anything. Coach isn't gonna get mad if you're giving 100% effort. So yeah, just consistency is key, but it is difficult.
Is there something that you think Nika can add to the team this year? Is it just that she seems to have tunnel vision on what she's trying to do and very focused about being aggressive and stuff? Can that help you guys out?
Yeah, Nika can really drive to the basket. Like I drive to the basket and finish strong. Nika can do the same thing. But she loves to pass first. And sometimes that gets her in trouble because she'll be right there and have a layup and try to get an assist. So I feel like that's a part of her game that she has to develop more that can really help us in the long run.
Christyn, did that game against Providence where he took you out after a couple minutes and didn't put you back in the rest of the half, did that kind of even underscore that it has to be consistent, like as a junior, like you have to be consistent every time, because since then you haven't taken your foot off the gas pedal for a single second?
Yeah, that was definitely a reality check. And I told myself that will not happen again. And that was about bringing energy to the floor every game from the beginning to the end. So that's something that I can do and I need to do and I have to do. So it's just I tell myself, bring energy to the team, especially with no fans or anything. So yeah, that was a reality check.